Hey guys, what is up and welcome back. So in today's video, we'll be looking at which Mac Mini should you buy. So buying the Mac Mini is a bit different from buying the iMac and the MacBook. So there's like it's not say very different, but there's like more factors to consider before buying the Mac Mini. So today I'm going to walk you through the process of what are the factors you have to consider, and of course this is based on both the financial side and the technical specification side. So to look which technical specification you have to look, and also the budget stuffs and all. So without further ado, let's get started into the video. So now let's search apple.com here. So now let's click Singapore, and here. So let's go to Mac, and we'll go to the Mac Mini. So now we are at the website here. So let's click buy for this Mac Mini. So as you can see here, there's actually two Mac Minis. These two are the same. So as you can see here, this is the M1 chip, and this is also the M1 chip. But here we have the Intel chip. There isn't much to look at the Mac Mini's technical specifications. As you can see here, let's wait for it to load first. So as we can see here, it's just 8 GB, 16 GB RAM, and the 256 GB storage or the FIDO. Okay, so there is it. We don't have much to look at it. Mostly it's your personal preference. So I don't have much to say about the Mac Mini, but yeah, see. So here we are. So we have two Mac Minis here. So you might be thinking, should I get the M1 or should I get the Intel version? So let's click Intel here first. For now, I'll show you what the Intel is about. So first we are starting off the Intel Mac. So and then we'll go on to the M1, the Apple Silicon. So here we have this is the Intel Mac. So it's space gray color, and it's 8th generation Intel Core i5 and 8 GB of DDR4 RAM, and there's Intel UHD graphics 630, and it's starting off with a 512 GB of storage of SSD. So you don't really have much options to configure from in here, but of course you can. But the Intel version has a positive side to it. So you can actually increase the RAM up to 64 GB, which is actually quite equivalent to a Mac Pro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, it's not going to perform as good as the Mac Pro, of course. That's a beast. But here we have 64 GB of RAM, and you can choose between the i5 or the i7. So if you're going for the i7, for example, let's say you go for i7. So let's say the i7, it's here. So it's 1800. So we're already at 1800. And let's say you just want to get a 16 GB of RAM, just nice for you. So you're going to take 16 GB of RAM. And now it's at 2179. Okay, 2179, right? Then we have the gigabyte Ethernet. Okay, let's say Ethernet is not for everyone. Okay, let's say you don't need the Ethernet, so let's forget about it. And of course, Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro. Let's say you're not someone who doesn't use it, so you're just going for basic use. So here's it. So 2179. So now this is just the Mac Mini itself. So let's open another new tab and let's search for 4K monitor, right? So here we are, 4K monitor, and let's say I'm just going, okay, let me click shopping here. Shopping, and okay, let's say I'm going for let's say I'm going for the $400 monitor here. So it's the 4K UHD monitor, Dell one. So let's say I'm going for this is the basic monitor, like this is the basic 4K monitor you can get. So let's say this is $400, right? And now here we have 2179. So now let me just open my notes here for a minute. So that's my notes. Okay, let me just open notes here. So now I have opened my notes here. I'm going to click continue. So let me just go open a new. Okay, so now here we have the notepad here. So let's put Intel. So we have Intel here. So Intel is, so the Mac Mini itself, so the basic Mac Mini itself is 217, something like that again, 2179. So this is 2179 plus another monitor. So the monitor costs around $400. So let's say that's 400. So that's going to be equal to, okay, we will plus the money later. So just going to put it there. So now let's say we are sticking to the same monitor here. Let's say we are going to use this $400 monitor. Now we have this. So now let's move on to the M1. This is of course keeping in mind that we are using the same monitor. We are using the same 4K monitor that we saw here. So we are gonna go to Mac Mini, we're gonna click buy. And so here you can customize these options here. So you can go for a 256 GB SSD and you can go for a higher RAM. So let's say you are someone with just the basic one. So let's click, okay, let's say you're going for a 16 GB RAM. So it's still $1,279. So okay, like I said, okay, let's talk in the sense of the Intel Mac. So we shall buy the same specifications as the Intel Mac. Okay, so what did I go for? Let's go back here. And so I went for the i7, which is another 300. And I for this, I actually took the basic model. Right, so I took the 16 GB RAM, so it's 2179. Let's say 2179, right? So now we are going to choose the same specifications on the M1. So let's go back. So let's click buy. So let's say I'm going for the same specifications here. So I'm going for 16 GB RAM, the 512 GB SSD with no Ethernet and no pre-installed software. So I have 1579 here. And so now let me go back into my memo. I'm gonna put M1 here, M1. I'm gonna go down and let's say what's the price here? 1579 here. So let me put here 1579. So let's plus what's the monitor price again? $400. Yes, so 400. Okay, I don't want to round up here, so I'll just put 399 here. 399, and of course change this to 399. Okay, so I'm going to equal. Oops, and you forgot the main part. Sorry guys, I forgot the main part here. So now we have this Mac here, right? So we have the Intel Mac here and the M1 Mac, but we still have the price difference. So let's go and search, and we are at accessories now. So let's say you're getting the Magic Keyboard. Let's say you're getting the basic Magic Keyboard here. So that's a plus $129 on both. Because if you're buying the monitor, you have to get the keyboard and mouse also, right? So let's say you're going for the Apple mouse. So here we are. So let's say plus another $129. 129. Okay. So there we are. So here also plus another 129. And now we are gonna go for the Magic Mouse. Let's click Magic Mouse here. So that's $99 here, and so plus another 99, and here plus another 99. So yeah, guys, so that is the final pricing. So you have added the mouse and the keyboard here. So, and of course, this is the basic setup for a Mac, for a iMac. So if you're someone who wants to have, like, great speakers and all, then you have to add another money. So for that, we are not going to look at it in this video. This one is just about the basic setup, So this is final price. So now let's calculate the price here. So let's go to calculator here. So the calculator app here. So let's put 2179 plus another $399 for the Mac, for the monitor, plus another $129 for the keyboard, plus another $99 for the mouse. So which is equal to, yeah, we are now looking at a price of, let me put the money in dollar sign. So $2,806 here. So now let's go to the M1 Mac. Let me just clear this. Okay, so let's say $1,579 plus 399 plus 129 plus 99. So here we're looking at $2,206. So now that's a difference of $600 here there. Okay guys, so now final verdict. We are now at the end of the video. So M1 Mac or Intel Mac? So Intel apps still work on M1 Macs. So you all should know now by now. Intel Macs still work on M1 Mac. So let me just end this sharing here. Oh no, let me just keep it here. So I just on my video here. So final verdict. Should you buy? So you know M1 Macs, Intel apps still work on M1 Mac using Rosetta 2 as a patch software and it's working. So final verdict, should you buy? So Intel one, of course, Intel has the advantage of getting more RAM, like I said. So if you're someone who's having more demanding tasks and you need a bit more RAM, so I recommend you going for the Intel one, because as you know, if you're going for the higher RAM MacBook Pro, so let's say you're going for the Intel's 15-inch MacBook Pro, it's definitely gonna cost you more than this amount here. It's definitely gonna cost more than $2,806 here. So you definitely want to go for the Mac Mini here, which is definitely cost effective, because as you guys saw in the previous videos, the M1, the Intel 16-inch MacBook, 15-inch MacBook Pro, the starting price is already 2,900 plus. So this is definitely a cost saver. Of course, this is just I'm talking about this just the basic model. So even if you're gonna get the higher model or you're gonna get the higher RAM usage, it's definitely gonna be cheaper than getting a 15-inch MacBook Pro. So for someone, if you're on the Intel, you want to use more RAM, if you're gonna use it for a long time, but you want more RAM on it, but and you have to get it now, then Intel is the one for you. I never see that Intel is, you should never buy Intel. Of course, Intel Macs are good. All these are the Intel Macs, but M1 Macs have better performance, and of course you all know efficiency cores and all. So Intel Mac, finally, Intel Mac is for those of you who want more RAM and you're not willing to wait until Apple probably releases it. I mean, we might never know when Apple releases a higher RAM M1 Mac. We might never know, because the 16-inch MacBook Pro are yet to come with the M1 chip. So there's definitely a very long wait here. So if you're okay, so now ending off, so if you're someone who needs high RAM usage, go for the Intel one. But if you're someone who just want the, just use the Mac Mini, like someone you're like me, I use all native apps. All the apps that I use on my computer are native apps, except a few apps. Like, let me just show you guys here. So as you can see here, Toolkit, this is for my SSD here. This is my hard drive here. To back up my hard drive, I'm using Toolkit. That is not native app, it's running on Rosetta 2 and VPN Plus. So I actually use these for restricted websites, like, I don't know, like sometimes if I want to download something, then it's not working. So I have to use VPN here. Or no, for me, I'm not using iCloud private relay here, so I gotta use a VPN here, because I'm not someone who pays for iCloud. I don't like to pay for iCloud. So I rather use a VPN here. So I'm someone who uses VPN. So this VPN is not native. It's actually running on Rosetta 2. And of course, Final Cut Pro is integrated for native M1. And Final Video Player. This Final Video Player, I use this to watch my videos and stuff, because some video files does not work properly on the QuickTime Player here. Yeah, so QuickTime Player doesn't always allow me to work on my stuff, so I have to use this Final Video Player. And of course, the WhatsApp web, I have to use it for just to use WhatsApp. So if I want to share data over to my computer, it's easier for me to use WhatsApp web rather than connecting it to from my Android phone to connecting it to the computer. It's quite a hassle. So This running on Rosetta 2, and this is my school. This is for my school, so I have to no choice but to use it. So this is also running on Rosetta 2. So the final, I'm using only a few apps on Rosetta 2, and it isn't really eating my RAM a lot. So mine is a 16 GB RAM MacBook Pro. So when I'm using a Rosetta 2 app, my RAM is probably around the 9 GB to 10 GB range. So I still have that 6 GB left. So Rosetta 2, of course, it's eating more RAM than the native apps, but Rosetta 2 is still good. So if you're someone like me who just a few apps running on Rosetta 2, you need not worry. Just take the M1 Mac Mini, and it's gonna last you for very long. I don't have to say much about the M1 because you all should know about it. This M1 Mac are great, but of course, like I said, high RAM usage results in you getting an Intel Mac. But if you're someone basic use 16 GB of RAM is good enough for you, you want to go for it, then I should just recommend you go for the M1. And as of storage, you all know what I would say. Never get a high storage. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. And I hope you guys love this video. If you guys love it, please do remember to click the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye bye.